Hey, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel. In this video, we're going to be taking a look at Fetch.ai. And I do want to say that I'm not a financial advisor. You should do your own research before investing money into crypto. Now, let's jump straight into the TA. Taking a look at the weekly chart real quick before we switch to the daily, I want to show you this Fibonacci retracement that I have set from the bottom that we printed here in June 2023 to the local top we printed all the way back in January 2023. So we had this move down, of course, we consolidated for a bit, and on Patreon we did pick up some tokens over here at around about 25 cents, I believe. And we, of course, exploded, as you can see, into December and into January 2024. So with this explosion, we got up to the 1.618, which was our technical target. So 78, almost 79 cents was our technical target based on this fib. And I think we did a TA on Fetch not too long ago here on YouTube. I will link that down below in the description probably, or you'll see a little box at the top right hand corner of the screen. So we had this exact Fibonacci retracement laid out, or I think it was probably during a live stream. So if it's a video, you'll definitely see it here in the top right corner. And after we reached the 1.618, what we did is we had a bit of a retracement back to the 1.272 and back to the 20 EMA. So the yellow line here is the 20 EMA. This is going to be our support band during the bull market. We had a perfect bounce from there. And as you can see right now, from that 20 EMA bounce, we are up approximately 2x. And from the local top retest here from that 1.618, we went down approximately 34%. So this was a really good trade. You had a really good opportunity to get into Fetch.ai off of the 20 EMA, and you had a really good chance to take some profits here close to the 1.618 and then wait for 15 to 20% discount at the very least. Now we did not retest this block over here. As you can see, this block is based on a few resistance touches that we had. And I was hoping we're going to come back down and retest it, so go back down to approximately 42 cents. That did not end up happening. So we just bounced off of the 20 and went even higher, which is even more bullish, I would say, because it goes to show that the 20 EMA is actually holding us as support. Now let's switch back to the daily chart and we'll get rid of this fib. So on the daily chart, we are looking really, really good. But we are quite overextended, so I would be careful getting into Fetch at the current prices. Obviously, we went up really, really good from the bottom in November 2022, up 23x, which is incredible. And if you're looking to get into Fetch.ai, the first level I would be looking at is 78 cents over here on the daily chart. This is the local top from December. This is exactly where the 1.618 level was. So 79 cents is a really good price there for you. Next up, you could target, of course, a few of the local tops that we have over here. Now, this is just a diagonal resistance trend line that we broke above, which was really, really good. This level held us down for a bit, but then eventually we broke above it. And the 20 EMA on the daily is also something you can target, but the EMA on the daily is obviously more fragile. Like, you're not going to be holding it throughout the bull market. This is not the 20 EMA on the weekly chart. So for the daily, I would probably ignore it in this instance, and I would look for a retest of 79 cents. That would be an optimal entry point for anyone looking to get into Fetch.ai. Now, taking a look at the daily RSI, you can see absolutely overextended here, sitting in the overbought right now. So I would not be looking for any entries right now. This is too much for my personal taste, because I like to pick up things when they're low. And what you can also do on the daily is that once we print the local top, we don't know if we've done that yet, but what you can do is just add a Fibonacci retracement. Once we break below the 0.236, you can actually use this fib, and then we'll be looking at a few support levels down below. For example, you can see the 0.5 lines up with the local top we had in December last year. You can also take a look at the golden ratio, which is the 0.618 at 70.5 cents. So these two levels are going to be really good for entries. We can add a block here So this block would be your next target, so to speak. So let's get that and just put an arrow there. So this is what you would be targeting for a healthy retest of a previous resistance. And based on this, Fibonacci retracement, of course, we do need to break below the 0.236 for this fib to be legit, because we can continue pumping from here, and then you'd have to move the fib higher to wherever the local top is going to be, just so you understand. But this is just an example. Now let's switch over to the weekly chart. And before we continue with the video, I quickly want to mention my Patreon that's linked down below in the description. If you enjoy my content, you want to get more exclusive content, and you want to support me at the same time, definitely feel free to check out the Patreon, because you're going to get a 7-day free access on my Patreon and an instant access to all of my content since October 2021, which is when I started. You'll get access to content like exclusive weekly podcasts, and we're starting to invite guests already. We have 40 plus low cap gem posts. We have a bunch of project reviews. We have a bunch of resources that are going to help you save time and make more money with this upcoming bull market. So this is definitely a great exchange of value for the both of us. And once again, there's a 7-day free trial. Feel free to check it out. You can leave anytime, and let's continue with the video. Taking a look at the weekly, as you can see, we have a massive Fibonacci setup. From the bottom, we printed back in December 2022, all the way down at roughly 6 cents. And then you have the all-time high in December 2021, which already we broke above that. As you can see with this week, we broke above 90 cents, and we're retesting the actual all-time high. But if we're going based on the candle closure on the weekly, it was around about 90 cents, and we broke above that. And our minimal target at the moment is going to be $1.90. That is going to be your minimal target. That is going to be the 1.272. And if you entered in 2022, congratulations, this was a really good trade for you, and you can hopefully start taking profits somewhere around the 1.272 all the way up to the 1.618, which is sitting at $4.86. I think a 5x from here is very possible for Fetch.ai, and who knows, maybe we even go higher than that. What I want to stress out as well is the fact that we are in a wave 3. If you take a look at this first wave, we have an impulsive move from the bottom of the bear market into a resistance level, which is the 0.786 at 50 cents. We perfectly ran into that all the way back here in April 2022, then once again in March 2023. We rolled over into a support. We held the 0.382, and from there, of course, we started the wave 3, which is usually the biggest wave of the Elliott wave theory. And right now, we don't know where this top is going to be, right? We could top out around $1.90. We could go higher to the 1.414, which is sitting at $2.78. And then, of course, we're going to be looking for a wave 4, which is a corrective wave. And then we're going to be looking for wave 5 to, take us to whatever peak of the bull market we're going to be looking at. Of course, all of this takes time. It's not going to happen instantly. It's not going to happen in a few months, but maybe sometime in the first half of 2025, we'll see our peak. If things go, the way they're going right now, it's very possible we're going to be sitting at really, really high prices by the end of the year, and also in the first half of 2025. Taking a look at the RSI, we're already in the overbought. Once again, we were in the overbought back in January last year, in December last year, and once again in February this year. And each time we were in the overbought, we had a correction. So make no mistake about it, we are going to be seeing another correction sometime. We could continue from here for a bit, but there will be a drop, because that's the way it always happens. Look at this. We had a drop, we had a drop, we even had a drop from here. So this one is not going to be an exception, right? We can still continue with this uptrend for quite a bit, but that doesn't mean it's going to go on forever. Now, the stochastic here is just starting off from the bottom levels, from the oversold levels, which is really good. Goes to show that we could have some momentum for the short to mid term, and that could absolutely take us to $1.90, which is going to be a 70% trade. But again, I would be very careful entering at the current prices. I really don't want to risk getting into Fetch right now and then suffering a 30 or 40% correction. Now, a lot of volume coming into Fetch.ai. As you can see, if we open up the volume chart, we have a lot of volume coming in. This is confirming all of the breakouts that we've been seeing on the charts, breaking above all the resistance levels. For example, this resistance we broke above in November 2023 and had a nice back test, confirmed by, a lot of volume coming in. And then we're breaking above the all-time high, and you can see a lot of volume coming in as well. So Fetch is looking very, very bullish. If you once again, if you have bought in 2022, congratulations. If you bought in 2023, congratulations as well, because we had 2 periods where you could have been accumulating a lot of tokens. One was over here and the other one was over there in 2023. So if you bought tokens over here, great. And this was even better, of course. And these were your 2 accumulation phases where you were able to stack up some coins before, respective explosions. And the same thing could happen right now. After we exhaust this move to the upside, we could come back down, let's say, to the previous all-time high and start testing that as support, create another sideways channel before inevitably breaking out with a wave 5 that's gonna, bring us to a closure in this bull market. But that should be it for this video. Let me know what you think of Fetch.ai. Let me know what are your targets to the upside, and let me know what is your average entry. Thank you all for watching. Stay safe and goodbye.